Oh man, my hair's still wet. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's Dawn Marie. Dawn Marie. Let's share this out. Share, share, share. We gotta share. There we go. Okay, I've shared there. Good morning, Brienne. Good morning, Kayla. Good morning, Dominique. Hey, Cheryl. Good morning, Miss Katrina. As you will hear my voice today, it may kind of go in and out and get a little squeaky, but my voice is back. Hi, Treva. Hi, Jill. Hi, John. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Teresa. It's so nice to be back. You guys have no clue. I could not wait to get my voice back. Yeah. So, good morning, Courtney. It comes in and out, but it's not too bad. Hello, good morning, Brianne Schneider, the new mother of David. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Patty. Hey, Lynn. Today, I want you to know that we can all leave a little sparkle wherever we go. It's my coffee cup. Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Lisa. Miss Lisa Booker. There's two Lisas in here. Ooh, we've got two Lisas. Hi, Kimmy. Good morning, Minnie. Good morning, Jen. Hi, John. How you doing, honey? Hey, Melissa. This morning, I'm having my coffee. Man, that just tastes so good. Oh, I missed all you guys too, Nikki. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I actually have a voice. There was a little bit last week where I was really scared that I'm like, oh, okay, when's my voice coming back? Because I really need to do readings. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Miss Alice. Oh, Kimmy, thank you. Lisa, thank you for the hearts. I love those hearts, guys. I really do. You have the same message? Ah, Teresa, I love it. Yes, you can, Kayla. Is it for your, the dental issue? Kayla's got a big time dental issue. Guys, and she's been in a lot of pain the last 2 days. I've been praying that, God takes her pain away, but we'll make sure you get prayers today, Kayla. Like Treva says, of course. Yeah. Leaving a little sparkle wherever we go. That's kind of how I feel. Like it's not about my sparkle. It's about your spark. Oh, Destiny. Tomorrow will be a rough day for you, honey. Let me write your name down, too. I'll keep you in my prayers as well. Anybody else need prayers out there? Destiny. Anniversaries are not always celebratory. Sometimes we celebrate them in ways that are very cathartic, very healing, but very hard. It really signals a year of growth because when you lose a sibling, you lose a part of you. You lose a part of you. It's a different feeling than of a parent, but you lose a part of you, a big part of you. It's just been rough. Ooh, Lynn, you spent some time in the hospital. Ooh, it's so hard, and dental problems are so just painful. It really is. Oh, thank you, Nikki. You know what? The sparkles and the light, they're always there with all of us. Hi, good morning, Karen. Good morning. Guys, if you wouldn't mind sharing this out. Hello, Miss Virginia. Just want to make sure I got everybody's prayer requests. Okay, so we have Kayla. We have Destiny. Mindy's friend, Becky. Okay. Okay. Lynn Moore for testing. Lynn, what? Oh my gosh. Honey, now you sound like me. Well, you see, my sugars went really high last week because they had to put me back on the steroids. So it's like, oh man. Good morning, Megan. So it's, it's not easy because steroids and some other stuff makes your sugars go up. So there's a lot of other factors when you're talking about sugar elevation. And I'm learning more. I've had diabetes now. I was diagnosed, I don't even know how many years ago. 2016, 2015. So, you're talking 4 years, almost 5 years, So, yeah, Lynn, I think it's probably why she was hospitalized. That's way too high. Oh, thank you, Beth. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, good morning. For those of you just tuning in and you don't know me, hello, good morning. My name is Dawn, middle name Marie, ergo Dawn Marie. And I am a psychic medium. Back in 2016, I had a near-death experience. Started getting really strong messages and getting tuned in like never before. But really, it was only since my brother passed away unexpectedly and very tragically in October of last year that I began actually getting messages from beyond. You know what I mean? Good morning, Kayla. I started getting messages and started hearing messages for others. I was like, oh boy, I better do this mediumship thing because it was getting crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. There's always been like, you know how like you just know when they're, good morning, Sherry. Good morning, good morning. You know how like when sometimes you just know that there's somebody around you, it's like a presence, and you can't put your finger on it, and you can't exactly see it? That's what was happening to me for years and years and years. I've always been psychic. I've always just known things. I just thought everybody was like that for the longest time. But it wasn't until my brother Matthew passed that really things started really coming to me, and then I realized how I could help people. So that's what I do. John, 2018. Jolted your butt up. It happens. It really does happen that way, John. It's like an awakening, and all of a sudden it's there, and it's like, oh, I see. Oh, I hear. My full name, Dawn Marie Schlinger. Now, let me tell you the Bavacqui story. My maiden name, yes, I'm very Italian, is Bavacqui. Grew up in Long Branch, New Jersey. I love Long Branch. West End is probably my favorite because I have the best memories there. Hi, Meredith. Good morning. Good morning, Janine. But, I was born and raised a Jersey girl. I went to Florida to, give my children a better life. It was a nicer place to raise children. But bottom line is this. We're born at a certain place and time for a reason. We're born with certain gifts for a certain reason. John, I've seen that you're on point. Believe me. You're on Point Pleasant. Oh, yeah, you're on point with a lot of things there. I'll tell you what, John's got a really, really, really awesome story. And he's so knowledgeable, and it's unbelievable. I used to live in Venice, Florida. It's on the West Coast. I was a West Coaster. And, the last name that you see on Facebook is Dawn Bavacqui Schlinger. I decided to keep my married name after all was said and done because I still had young children in school. So that's why I didn't go back to my maiden name. I may eventually. I don't know. But for right now, Schlinger's still a part of me. It's a history. It's a lineage of speak, even though it's not my lineage of, it's not a birth lineage. It's still my children's path, and it was mine for a long time. I got a lot of great memories from that time in my life. Why do you believe some are born as empaths? We seem to suffer so much. Let me tell you something, Nikki. There's a lot of us who have very similar milestones growing up. Okay? All right? There's a reason why some of you felt like you were the odd man out, the black sheep, why people treated you different. Because you are different. You are different. You know what I mean? How do I help my child with hearing and voice? I'm not quite sure, Lena, that I understand the question. But I think the stronger the empath, the stronger the connection with other empaths. And I think, there's a reason why, empaths have anxiety issues. There's a reason why empaths suffer from OCD. Because there are certain things growing up as an empath that you can't control. In life, just period life. You can't control. You can't control what other people do, what they think, what they say. And that's fine. That really is fine. But when you're an empath, you feel all those things. You sense things like you can't even imagine. So, your 10-year-old hears voices and don't know how to help them. Well, first and foremost, you always take them to a doctor. All right? First things first. When you have a child that you feel is special, okay, and very sensitive to the road of an empath or a psychic, what you want to do is you want to take him to a physical doctor. Make sure he's physically fit. Make sure the hearing is good. Make sure the eyes and everything else is good. Make sure that there's no physical ailment. Because sometimes there is a neuron disconnect. Okay. Now, having said that, then you want to take him, okay, to someone who talks about, it's more of a holistic approach. I can get the information and post it on my website, my business page. When you take him to a physical doctor, you don't tell him why he's there. You just want a full checkup and make sure everything's good. And that's the first thing, the first step. I'm not going to tell you not to go to a psychologist, but I'm going to tell you, good morning, Morgan. I'm going to tell you that when you do take him, if you take him to a psychologist, yes, he's going to want to put him on medicine because they don't understand energies. It's not like they're light workers. They're not. They're coming from a solely scientific medical. They're coming from a different standpoint. So what you want to do is you want to do your research a little bit and find a holistic healer who relates, engages, and believes in energy. And then go from there. Because not all the times are children sensitive. Sometimes there is a psychological issue. But I want to say, out of the 3 children that I've had in my past experience, hi, Allison, is that, because I used to be, preschool teacher, went to school, have a formal degree in it, but I found that there were 3 children that stood out to me. And 2 out of the 3, it was an energy thing. They were highly empathic, highly intelligent. You're going to find that with highly intelligent children. You will. That they hear and they see and they sense things in a much different way. Hi, Mary. So energy work is kind of still at a cutting edge. I think that as a society, we're just getting past some mental health stigmas, but there is so much more to improve on. There's just so many more miles to walk, Good morning, Alice. And the one child, he did have a chemical imbalance. And now I gotta say, I bumped into his mom about a year and a half ago. And he's doing well. He's 32. He's off medication. And he's actually a counselor, works with young children. So, when you're talking about energy work and light work, I mean, it's very different. And that's right, like John says, learning how to work with empathy is highly important, because it can really turn on you. It can really, really turn on you, actually. You got to be able to... No. Josie, look, honey. Look, honey bunny. There you go, my love. What do you say to Nan? You're welcome. I got thanks, Nan. Like Treva said, anxiety coping techniques will help. Calm environment. Essential oils. Essential oils have been so helpful to me. Oh my gosh. It's not even funny. Not even funny. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Darren. Good morning, good morning. Too many kids are labeled. Too many kids are over medicated. Medicated with adult medications. Adult medications. Yeah, chemical imbalances are sometimes caused by vitamin and mineral deficits. I find a lot of the things, even with myself, I'm finding that a lot of the times with myself, it's my imbalance is more of a vitamin deficiency. I'm finding, as I work on things. But here's the thing: we don't have enough advocates out there for children's health. When I mean children's health, I don't mean going to your pediatrician. I mean the health and wealth of their energy, of their light. Do you know what I mean? And we have to change. We have to morph. And I believe that we'll get there. It's one of those slow boats to China. Remember how your parents used to say, "Oh, on a slow boat to China." Yeah, well, if we keep going forward and keep going forward, it gets better. But it's a slow dance. It's a slow dance. We will. We will, because Source Energy is guiding us. Source Energy is guiding us. And guys, yes, I had a yogurt and a hard-boiled egg this morning. And I've had my water with lemon. And I'm having just 1 cup of coffee today. Cutting down on the coffee. We're going to see what's going on. My poor oldest daughter was heavily medicated for bipolar disorder. She couldn't work or function. Yeah, I mean, bipolar is one of those things. That's the new thing. That's the latest and greatest. So now that we're past the ADHD field, we're getting into children who are bipolar. What? Bipolar children? Are you crazy? So I have issues with that. But yes, you're right, John. Source is on it. Source Energy is always for the greater good and always moves people in a positive direction. If you don't move in your life the way you need to move for your energy, for your core, for where yourself, your soul should be, Source Energy will move you. It's like the person who complains that she keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going, and doesn't slow herself down to spend enough time to nurture herself. Next thing you know, she falls. She breaks her ankle. She's out of work. She's got to stop. If we don't do it for ourselves, and it is meant to be in our lives, guess what? Source Energy will slow you down. So yeah, bipolar is the newest thing. But here's my take on it. After dealing with playing, mentoring, facilitating young children to grow, For over 19 years, guys. 19 years, okay? I've learned two things. Children of higher intelligence are not clearly diagnosed as such and are swept under a rug until they reach a certain age, and then their school can make money through a gifted program. It's wrong. It's wrong. Children who are truly gifted with the intelligence of a higher nature, and I like to say it that way, higher nature, because there's nature and there's nurture, okay? You may have a child who's born with higher intelligence, but if it's not acknowledged and is not nurtured, what happens to that? Our school systems, they squelch it. They push it down. They say your children can't sit still because they're bored. Their mind processes at a different rate of speed. Their light is brighter than most. So how that comes out is energy. Yay, Phyllis, cancer free? God bless you. God bless you 1,000 times over, my friend. That's right. Because this is a world of medication. Why? I'll tell you why. Because our pharmaceutical people give kickbacks to doctors. Used to be, first, they would give them attaboys. Here's a bunch of pens. Here's a bunch of notepads. Here's a bunch of crap to push off. Then it became, when I'm like, hey, listen, I got your crap in my office, but it doesn't do my pocketbook any good. Then it was the money. Richard, you're absolutely on target. On target. So then it became, hey, listen, we've got a new drug out. It's called Ambien. Or Ambien. I think it's called Ambien. It's Ambien. It's for people who can't sleep. I think that's the one. I was literally in a doctor's office with my dad, who was suffering from Alzheimer's. I saw this drug rep come in. This is going years ago, back in like 2013. Okay? And he's like, yeah, Doc, he said, you got to sit down with me. He goes, I got this new Ambien stuff. He said, and I'm telling you right now, he goes, it's yielding great results in patients. And then you know what happened? Here's what happened. Then what happened is, come in my office and let's talk numbers. Okay? They weren't talking about numbers of people helped. They were talking about money, the Gitas. Whoa. Funny you guys picked up on my energy being wonky. My sugars are going low. And I ate. Isn't that something? My sugars are going low and I ate. Go figure. I can feel it now. I can always feel it when my sugars go low. Just switch hands. Go to the stronger hand. So I have them right here. My tropical glucose pills. That I always have handy dandy. Also energy. You have to understand something. Energy. When you have diabetes and you're an energy worker, it will mess with your sugars. When the energy is strong, like this morning, it tends to drain the sugars. Ask Josie, chicks or bunnies? Josie? Josie, do you like chicks or bunnies? She's busy. She's on the tablet. Look at her tablet. Yeah. Many benefits from cannabis. Let me tell you something. It goes beyond pharmaceuticals with cannabis. Ready for this one? Check this out. What happens if they make it legal? Does that mean they have to go back in and all those people serving time for marijuana charges? What are they going to do with them? It's more than just a money thing. Okay? But when it comes to children's health, right? School's the first one to want to diagnose them, label them. Also, you have to know, when I worked in public school, and I worked in Florida in public school for three years, but I came in as a sub. But, yeah. The time I worked in public schools, my eyes were really opened up. Let me tell you something. And, they get money for children who have been labeled and diagnosed. Every IEP gets money. Always remember it. Well, I wish it was legal here. I mean, I know they're medical marijuana, but it's different. But getting back to our children, they're our most precious resource. Okay? But we don't have enough people advocating for children's energies, for children's well-being, for the child as a whole. Child as a whole. It's not just about... It's interesting to know, Sherry. Exactly, Jennifer Larson. Ding, 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 ding. You got a good bingo, girl. That's exactly it. Good morning, Maverick. How are you? Listen, Maverick, look, I can talk. Isn't that cool? It's all about the dollar sign. It really is. So, if you have the choice, thank you, Michelle. If you have the choice, and you're a light worker, okay? If you can somehow go back to school and get a degree in psychology. I'm even looking into it, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? Something's got to be done. I pray for the youth all the time. And it really comes from early childhood. It comes from early childhood. Because if you have a child who's of higher intelligence, they're put on medication and they're labeled, what happens to them? What happens to their file in public school? You want me to really tell you? On the inside sleeve of a child's file, right there in big letters, all caps, will be a diagnosis, a diagnosis date. That goes with that child to junior high and high school. What's going to happen to that child? Especially if that child comes from a depressed area, that has, socioeconomic issues. They're going to be put on that bus. It's not a bus that anyone's child belongs on. Because that's what they do. Listen, there are children out there who do have definite disorders and things that make their abilities weak in one area. I know in my heart of hearts that for every weak area any living creature has, there is a strong area where they overachieve. Life is about balance. It's true, you cannot get services without a diagnosis. Why, Joe? Because they've got money on the mind. I love Sam Smith. He's a great artist. He's a musician. And talks about having money on the mind. Thank you, Lisa. Guys, by the way, do you know, and Miss Lisa Booker is family. Yeah, your cousins. Thank you, Lisa. You too, honey. Have a great day. So, it's just one of those things where as the United States of America, we're not only backwards these days, but we're also upside down. So, those programs that need to be put in place, those people who are trained, who have abilities. What I don't understand is we take our children and we take even our grown-up selves to go to talk to somebody, a psychologist, okay? A psychotherapist. Okay. Why are they not skilled in empathy? Why are they not empaths? Because It's so different than energy healing. John, yeah, John, exactly. Do you see what he just said? Psychology, in a sense, is a study of statistical study-based behaviors, which is exactly true. All case studies. When I took psychology, because I took advanced psychology, because I wanted to become a psychologist at one point in time in my life. Um, it's all about case studies. But energy healing deals with what is, with no reasons. It deals with your source, your core, who we are essentially. We are all energy. We're just here for the human experience so we can learn. That's how we learn. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get that, Tracy. I get that. Children who have high IQ are lost in the system. That's right, Treva. It looks in the terms of problematic behavior. It does not start with a core of positive interaction. So, good morning, Mark. So, yeah, the why doesn't matter. The why things happen necessarily. I used to, for years, have to have a why in order to deal with it. And then I realized, oh crap, why doesn't matter. Source energy knows why. Just trust. Gotta trust and believe. Trust and believe. Things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. So for all of you out there who are empathic, who struggle with going into a supermarket or a mall or other big crowds because you get anxious, know this. Probably empathic. You're probably suffering from energy overload. That triggers a flight or fight response. Good morning, Robin. So, look for other paths to understanding that anxiety. Start meditating. Start meditating. Yeah, you're right, John. Energetic sources of that stuff. You're right. All right. Yeah, it's true. Not a lot of people know about EFT, John. You have to just... Good morning, Debbie! I have a voice. I have some semblance of voice. John, that'd be a great topic to talk to some of my friends here on Facebook about. Maybe we'll have John as a guest speaker one time. That would be really awesome. You know? Yeah, sometimes you really do have to, it's like you almost have to put like a guard up or like a shield. I have to put up I call it my little shield. I say, okay, going into a place where there's a lot of energy, let's just put our shield on. It will. Because it's all about source energy, John, that's why. You know? There is a lot of beauty in being an empath. And there's a lot of connectivity that you just have to be so grateful for. And everything in life we have to be grateful. But, yeah, Treva, I'm going to talk to John about that. But, you know, it's just that even though we are all one, we are also one of a kind. So, you know, you also have to give that a little bit of acknowledgement and a little bit of love, you know? You know, guys, let me tell you something. Debbie has really great energy. She has a show, and I've been sharing it out Um, it's called Spirituality Gone Wild. You really got to check it out sometime. That show has a lot of merit. And let me tell you something. There's only been one time when I have watched that show when I was disappointed. And I realized, wait a minute, it wasn't the show. It was me. It was where my energies were. I wasn't feeling good. I wanted to feel better. I put too much pressure on myself. So that was me. It wasn't her show. Her show is nothing but good. So, yeah, you really got it. Yeah, Lynn, I watched part of it, but I fell asleep early, you know? But it just, you always got to think of that too, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm not connecting with this person. I'm not connecting with this. Like Josie says, Yeah, it was because it was me. It was me. It wasn't her. It wasn't the show. It wasn't that. It was me. Because I wasn't in a good headspace. Listen, there's our heart space. There's our head space. And don't ever let anyone get up in the headspace. If they don't pay rent there, they don't belong there. But, the thing is that, Spirit just came in. EFT will heal anxiety. It's not hard, Tracy, unless you tell it that it's hard. Yeah. Don't let anyone rent space in your head. Seriously. No head invaders. That's right. Your head and your heart space have to understand each other. Or you're going to be off. You're going to have an off day. And you're going to be too much in your head. You can't be in your head all the time, guys. Because that's not who we are. It's not. We're energy. So therefore, we have to be in our heart space a certain amount of time, or we will be imbalanced. We will be imbalanced. Whether we're psychic or whether we're a medium, doesn't matter what you are. You are life. You are life force. You are life energy. You know what I mean? Visualization is so at the core of all of that, really, to be honest. You know? John, feel free to post something, on this live, your link or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I believe in acupuncture. My brother, from another mother, is an acupuncturist. And he is also a healer. And he's just awesome. His name is Lou Bavacqui. He has a vlog that I share on my page and stuff. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'll put you on my prayer list, Alice. I will, honey. Hey, Cassie. No, it's a different. You don't need needles. But I think acupuncturists actually broke the plane. You know what I mean? I've heard of that, Nikki, but I don't know a lot about it. I really don't. For Alice. All right, prayers for you too, honey. Thank you, Miss Treva. You're always positive. I'm glad you send. I love it when she sends positive vibes to people, because she really prays for people and she really just sends them that, that beautiful healing energy. I got a spirit here. Sorry. He'll come back. Yeah, Mark. Honey, you top that. You top that list, honey. All right, it's a deal, John. I'm going to write it down and hold you to it. But in the meantime, guys, John's been a guest before on Spirituality Gone Wild. You really got to, tune in because, man, I'm telling you, how insightful he was for me. And I mean, it was just, it gave, connecting into his energy is like not, I wasn't energy evasive, but just feeling it, the energy he gives off, the positive vibes, it's just like awesomeness. It really is. I'm glad that Deb connected us, because I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, I'm going to start back doing my readings. Yay. So I'm happy. So those of you who've paid for a reading, you'll be hearing from me today or tomorrow. Probably both. But, yeah, Kimmy, I'm telling you, right? I love it. It's just like awesome, But I'm going to get going here. I think she is too. But it's one of those things where you really got to tune in and watch and feel it. Because in order to really be a conduit, you have to also be tuned into your own energies. Okay? So, there's no filter with John, but I like that. I like people with no filter, because that means that they're not going to be politically correct. They're going to be real. There you go. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, no, that's good. But, Deb's energy just really is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you really just got to be connected into your own energy, and then, believe me, you just feed off of hers. But I am going to say goodbye for now. Not really goodbye. I don't like that word. I don't know why it came out like that. I'm going to say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. My voice will get better. I will be able to sing again. So I want you guys to have an absolutely wondrous day. Live in wonder. Live in the moment. Live in the moment. Feel your own energy. Feel where you are. And if you live in the moment, you never have to worry, because it's just there. It's now. That's it. It's there. It's now. It's happening right now. No need to procrastinate. No need to overthink. It's there, man. It's there, and it's now. Feel it. And have a wonderful time in your moment.